Louis shoved chips to the center and said, "All in." Randy blinked at the untouched deck. The game literally just started. Nobody moved. Louis leaned back in sunglasses, AirPods, and a suit jacket over a t-shirt. Earlier, he had declared, "Poker is about fear." Frank had answered, "You lost $50 on horse racing last week." That afternoon, Louis had watched one poker clip on TikTok and, by sunset, decided he had elite psychological instincts. He never learned the rules. He never asked how the game worked. He simply walked into Frank's living room carrying himself like a man who owned a casino and everyone inside it. The first hands only made him worse. Every deal, Louis stared at somebody too hard. First Randy, then a random guy, then Frank, barely blinking. On one hand, he held his eyes open so long the random guy asked, "Dude, are you okay?" Louis lowered his voice and said, "I'm reading souls." Frank nearly spit out his drink. Whenever Louis spoke, he used poker language that sounded stolen from action movies. After one raise, he pointed and said, "He's bluffing the narrative." Silence followed. Then the losses came. Louis folded good hands because the energy shifted or the table felt unstable. Meanwhile, Randy kept winning with terrible cards, casually dragging in chips while Louis watched his own authority collapse. Randy won again with garbage, gave a tiny shrug, and Louis snapped. Slapping the table, he announced, "This table's playing emotionally." Frank laughed so hard he had to set his drink on the floor. To restore order, Louis stacked his last chips into neat towers, pressed them together with both hands, and exhaled, like a man entering a final duel. His cards were awful, but confidence was not. "Legends are built on pressure," he said, shoving everything in. Then, in one dramatic motion, he removed his sunglasses, set them beside his cards, and told the random guy, "You don't have the guts." The room went silent. The guy checked once more and said, "I have a full house." Louis froze with both palms on the table. Frank folded over laughing. Randy wheezed and hit the felt. Louis sat down slowly, with most of his money gone and none of his dignity left. Then Louis unraveled. He accused everyone of playing weird, spotted Randy's smirk, pointed, and shouted, "Check his sleeves." He lunged, the table flipped, cards and beer flew, and the game died in chaos. Outside, Frank banned him from poker night. Louis put his sunglasses back on and said, "Poker gets intense.